With brilliant picture quality, slim design, and low power consumption, life's good.
Dirks and Jake, Miranda and Gypsy, Jamie and Griffin, or Carrie and her ace. Your favorite country stars will stop at nothing to make sure their closest canine compadres are completely cozy. Furry friends are slumbering in exquisite hotels, scarfing down fine cuisine, and riding in limos to a luxurious day at the spa. Country's biggest stars are sharing the spotlight with the most talented and the most spoiled pets in Nashville. On CMT STAR, Pets. When it comes to country music, the biggest stars are just doggone crazy. Dirks Bentley's Jake, whose fans shower him with gifts, has been featured in videos and was nominated for a Flame-worthy award. When Dirks is away, this celebrity canine is treated to a luxurious camp, where daily activities even include an afternoon hunt. Nobody keeps more animals than Miranda Lambert. Some of her dogs, now living on her expanse of 700 acres, have been rescued from the side of the road on the brink of starvation. She's also lured out a bleeding kitten from under a dumpster and nursed it back to health within the confines of her luxurious tour bus. But it's the current reigning queen of country who lavishes the most on her precious pooch. American Idol winner Carrie Underwood shops at pricey Rodeo Drive doggy boutiques where diamond-studded dog collars, leashes, and beds can cost thousands.
Total at the house we had 1, 2 coon dogs.
Lots of dogs. We have 7 dogs. This is my little Greta. I don't know what she is. She's mutt.
We have a golden retriever.
Griffin is my firstborn.
My 2 dogs are kind of like kids.
Yellow lab.
I have Dizzy kind of fits her because she travels a lot.
Bless his heart, he was put to sleep about 3 weeks ago.
This is Stanford. I also have Dixie. He's a black lab. He's just the best little dog. I just adore him. My little girl.
People always come up to me like, oh man, you love dogs. I'm like, well, I love my dogs. And my daughter has a cat.
I don't really have room in my bed for a guy because I have 2 big Labradors laying there next to me.
Miranda may not have room in her bed for a man, but she's got enough room for a zoo on her 700 acres in Oklahoma. Carrie better make room soon as her collection of strays gets bigger by the day. And Gretchen recently purchased a vast farmstead just to satisfy her young daughter's wish to have as many animals as possible.
And at that time, they had a little puppy named Sanford that they used to dress up really cute. Maybe it was her way of having another baby without having a baby.
Terry Clark talked about me.
So she loved this dog, but I think her daughter really grew to love horses and said, Mommy, I want a horse. Well, she doesn't say I want a horse. But in this case, with the money that Gretchen was getting in at the time, I think she just decided to buy the farm. Years ago, Blake Shelton was devastated when he lost his pet turkey named Turkey. And then he had a replacement turkey named Turkey, and he ended up shooting that turkey. That's a whole other sort of story the kids don't need to hear.
Yeah, if you watch Blake Shelton's videos, he's always traveling, right? He's always like going places. He's going to Paris and he's going to New York. So Miranda's at home. She has her pets. That's probably accounts for why she likes to just set things on fire arbitrarily.
If I was not doing what I'm doing, I wouldn't be a vet because I don't want to go to college for 8 years. But I would be a veterinary assistant. But I could still work with animals but not have to have all that education.
And people have asked, why doesn't Blake ask Miranda to marry him, and why don't they at least move in together? Well, here's why. Between them, I think they have something like 857 animals. Because he's got the turkeys, the dogs, emus, titmouse, I think. He has one of those, I think. I mean, don't quote me on that.
They've got dogs, they've got pigs, they've got all these animals.
I don't know. Between them, they got an army.
Carrie Underwood. I love Carrie Underwood.
It's impossible to see Carrie without seeing a dog. Somewhere in the... If you did a freeze frame, maybe, of every video she's done.
She's done well. She loves her pets.
The problem is I collect strays, so when I'm not at home, I don't have time to collect them.
Stay tuned for Miranda Lambert's daring pet rescues. Dirk Bentley's Jake gets an attitude. Carrie Underwood's pleather wardrobe requirements. Find out how Brad Paisley's dog gets his name. And we'll visit a 4-star hotel in Beverly Hills for pets. A chateau that comes complete with gourmet chefs, deep tissue massage,
Our masseuse usually puts on very relaxing music.
and pickup limo service, all for little Fido. When we return with CMT STAR, Pets. Welcome back to CMT STAR Pets, the show that tells the tale of the biggest stars of country and their larger-than-life love for animals. Country musicians bring their pets on the road, feature them in their videos, and spare no expense to make them happy.
Country and western rock and roll.
If you're just joining us, so far we've gone backstage with Gretchen, been on the road with Dirk's Jake,
I think Jake's been really lucky just to travel a lot, you know. I mean, I really have taken him everywhere.
and we heard about that second turkey of Blake.
They ended up shooting that turkey. That's a whole other sordid story the kids don't need to hear.
We've got a 3-way horse race for who loves animals the most. Miranda,
Was not doing what I'm doing. I would be a veterinary assistant.
Leanne,
Lots of dogs. There's 7 dogs.
or Carrie.
I collect strays.
But no doubt it's the almighty Buck that breaks this
Carrie
time.
Underwood, she loves to spoil her dog Ace.
As we go to a Rodeo Drive boutique where Carrie buys the fancy duds for her little Ace.
You can enjoy a beer with her dog.
How do these mutts handle all the attention? We'll meet a trainer who specializes in the pets of celebrities as he prepares them to ride in those expensive handbags and teaches them how to keep their cool around all that paparazzi.
Make sure that they can live happily in that kind of stressful life that a lot of celebrities have.
But it's not just stars who've got talent, it's the pets that are stealing this show. Dirk's Jake has posed for covers and starred in his videos.
Actually, my first 3 videos.
Miranda has a trained hunting dog named Dixie.
I guess I started hunting with him probably about 4 years ago.
And Jamie's Griffin can be heard singing backup on her album.
Jamie O'Neill has a dog named Griffin.
Now, we had seen Griffin already in a couple of videos, one of them Frantic, and he is just the sweetest little Maltese, little put it in your purse, cute little dog.
Griffin is my firstborn.
Jamie actually loves her dog so much that she wanted to preserve his voice forever and ever. She put it on the album, and you might think it was kind of an accident that maybe he was barking at somebody, he was in the studio. No, apparently they actually played barks of different dogs to get Griffey to come forth with his vocals.
He hardly ever barks, so we had to keep playing him barks of other dogs to get him to bark and record it.
You know what? And the backup singers, and the models. Griffey's been practicing really hard, and I think you're going to like his tone.
I don't think he got paid scale for that.
Artists love putting their pets in their own videos because, let me tell you, it's way cheaper than renting a pet. Have you ever tried to rent a pet?
And I do have a black lab that is 2 months old, and her name's Dixie. And she's a duck hunting dog, so me and my dad have been training her to go out and duck hunt.
Miranda Lambert duck hunts with a dog.
I started hunting, well, I mean, my dad's a big outdoor person, and he used to take me when I was a little girl just out with him doing whatever he was doing, hunting or fishing or whatever.
Can you imagine Miranda Lambert with a shotgun?
Yeah, I have a concealed handgun license that she bought state of Texas.
And if you've ever been to Nashville, you kind of understand. Everyone kind of walks around with a gun and a dog.
And the irony is not lost on me that she likes to hunt her dog. She's a hunter. She likes to kill animals, some animals, and the others she feeds foie gras to.
3 and easy down the road I go. I'm a dog that Jake travels with me a bunch.
He was in the Music Row Nashville book about dogs.
That dog is Jake, who's been on the cover of my first record, and he's also been in a bunch of videos.
He was nominated for a Blameworthy Award back in the day.
My dog's a minimalist. He just can wear a special bow tie and stick.
It's funny because little Jimmy and Jake, I think they were sitting next to each other anyway. They were like the same height, which was really cute. And I think little Jimmy took the award from Jake.
I had Jake in my first video, and I had him in actually my first 3 videos, and I had him on the cover of my first album. People at the record label and stuff tell me, you gotta move away from the dog. I'm like, no, that's not a thing. I'm on the road. I'm a single guy. I have nowhere to put the dog. He's just gonna come with us. And really, I'd show up at a video shoot, and we weren't planning on having Jake in the video, but he's there, and I'm like, well, come on. When I go to Walmart and, to do in-store CD signings, if I didn't have Jake with me, people would get mad, They'd be like, we didn't come here to see you, we came here to see Jake. And I'm like, well, Jake's not here, but I'm here. I'm like, well, all right, sign this.
I've met Jake on several occasions, and I'd like to think I'm a dog person and that dogs are drawn to me. Jake wants nothing to do with it. So Jake is like a total diva already, I think. He's like, yeah, you got something for me? You got maybe like a roast of beef or something? No? Okay, see you later. Autographs later. Meet and greet after the show. Whatever. Talk to the paw.
Country stars have big wallets and big hearts when it comes to animals. Brad Paisley rescued his dog Holler from the neighborhood in Nashville where he gets his name. Dirks rescued Jake from the pound just before being put down.
Dirk Bentley is a good role model for dog owners.
And he found an abandoned little George outside his studio one day while recording his latest album.
Looked out the window, and there was a dog out there, kind of a wiener dog meets a beagle kind of thing. And not my favorite kind of dog.
But it's Miranda Lambert that's most famous for picking up starving dogs and injured cats and saving them from certain death.
It got blown out of proportion. I didn't actually stitch the cat up, but that's what people were saying, which that would have been cool.
You hear a lot of rescue stories with Miranda Lambert and the tour bus and the whole big tour from a couple of years back. I think all the lost dogs in the Western world were given some kind of a memo, an email, something. Just throw yourself in the path of Miranda Lambert's tour bus and she will stop and rescue you. And she did that a couple of years ago with one dog.
Yeah, we found her on the side of the road. It was raining and it was between Memphis and Nashville, and she was just standing there starving to death and was almost dead. I mean, she was almost dead. She's completely malnourished. And so picked her up and nursed her back to health, and she's gained about 6 pounds, I think.
Another time there was a little kitten she found in a dumpster. What Miranda was doing by a dumpster, I don't want to know.
I stood out there for like 3 hours laying under the dumpster in my performing clothes. I couldn't stand it. Poor kitten was trapped under there, so I lured it out with bologna off the bus, and I took it on the bus as my tour manager, don't take that cat on the bus, don't take that cat on the bus. I was like, I'm not, and I was running to the bus. And we took it on the bus, and it was bleeding, and so I found Neosporin, and that's the only thing we had, so I put it on there. I don't know if Neosporin works for cats, but...
There is only one thing cuter than Dirk's family, and that's his dog, Jake. I love Jake. He rescued Jake when he was 2 days away from being put down at a shelter.
It's sort of like showbiz. One day you could be on the out, and one day you're in Dirk Bentley video, and that's what happened to Jake. So we met Jake, we fell in love literally with him, and he adopted him, and he brought him home.
Which makes the ladies wear their little white tank tops out to the shows, if you know what I mean. They love Dirks for that. Your dog Jake is becoming a celebrity unto himself. You didn't bring him tonight, though?
No, I was going to bring him. It was either Jake or Michelle, and it really was an easy decision.
And of course, from the very beginning, when we saw What Was I Thinking, the video, when we were introduced to Dirks, there was this blonde dog by his side, this Jake. He's a beautiful specimen, the dog too.
I was dating this girl at the time, and she really wanted to get a dog, and I was kind of anti getting a dog because I knew I was getting ready to get really busy and be traveling a lot, the road. But she got one anyway, and long story short, she ended up leaving. The dog ended up staying.
But I want to show you, look.
Whoa.
My little girl here.
Oh.
Does she not look like Jake's best friend?
Yeah, look at that.
Do they look a little alike? I always thought they looked
Just like the kid there.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, if you go to Dirks.com, my website, there's pictures of Jake all over there. So.
I'm going to post my own.
You're a dog lover. I have a dog named George, too. I was in the studio working on this last record, but Jake was in the studio with me, and he was barking like crazy. I looked out the window, and there was a dog out there, kind of a wiener dog meets a beagle kind of thing, and not my favorite kind of dog. I didn't look at the dog right away and think, oh, it's a great, that's the dog I want. I just, a little dog out there, and Jake was going crazy for him, so I let Jake out, and they kind of really bonded really quickly, and the dog had a collar, but he didn't have a tag, so I took him home, and put signs up all over town, saying that I found this dog, and about 3 days later, no one called, and by that point, I'd already fallen in love with the dog, so.
Brad Paisley, huge country star, very successful, but he loves to rescue animals, right? So the one dog he has, Holler, it's named after an area in Nashville that he found the dog. What a lot of people don't know is he has another dog named Brothel, which a lot of people don't talk about. See, Brothel's more catchy than Red Light. Hey, come here, Red Light. Brothel.
Stick around to see how dogs handle all the paparazzi from inside that little purse. You'll meet the dog trainer that works for the stars. Find out where Jake stays when Dirks is away.
When I'm on the road and I can't be with him, I take him to this place we know a camp.
It's got no small price tag.
Get the bill, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could be a nice little lease on a car.
And we'll visit the most exclusive doggy shop in Beverly Hills and find out what Carrie Underwood buys for her ace.
We're going to talk about money, folks. Ka-ching! Ka-ching!